Good morning. So this is very much a very light-hearted video. I know tweens are hard to shop for sometimes. They're not into like the toys really anymore, although sometimes some of the categories could be seen as toys. We're gonna talk about that tonight as well. But they're also still little kids. Like I don't know, they're in this like really weird age bracket, right? So if you are new here, welcome. Very much appreciate you coming in and tuning into this video. I'm Tanya Johnson. I'm the founder of Helping Hearts Homeschool, where we help you keep the hearts of your homeschoolers in a world where they're honestly just being pulled in so many different directions. Now, you'll have to bear with me. Tonight, I am a little bit nasally. We are getting over the sickness in our house, and it's actually 10 o'clock at night here. It is not in the morning. I'm filming this at night because I had planned to film it during the day like I normally do. It just was not feeling good, so after church is the time to film it. I am sitting here. I've got the Christmas tree behind me. I've got a cozy sweater on. I've got a blanket on my lap that you can't see. I've got my hot chocolate, and I am just feeling all the Christmas vibes. So if you're somebody that you watch my videos and you share them out with your friends and you're here week after week, I equally appreciate you guys. Welcome back. And I want to say with this video, so I always thought a tweenager was like a 12-year-old. That was it. Turns out a tweenager is in the ages from 8 to when they turn 13. So my daughter is 11. No, she's not. My daughter's 10, y'all. It's 10 o'clock at night, okay? My daughter's 10. She just turned 10, so I don't know why 11 is even in my mind. So some of the gifts that I am getting her may not be appropriate for an 8-year-old, but also may not be inappropriate for an older 12, almost 13-year-old. So I'm gonna share some gift ideas and some different categories that will work for tweens in general. Some of these I've gotten my daughter, some I haven't. So not everything that I show you up on the screen are things that I bought her this year. Some might be things that I've bought her years previous or things I'm buying her in years to come. So keep that in mind as well. Not everything I put on the screen is underneath the Christmas tree. Now also I am putting them on the screen. I am not going to be holding up items. And the reason being is because they are already underneath the tree, wrapped in nice little Christmas wrapping, or at least it was nice. I guess some of them have gotten squished, and that's totally fine. I try really hard to have everything bought and wrapped before Thanksgiving. Does it always happen? Absolutely not. This year, however, things are rolling along nicely, and it just alleviates some of the stress going into December and like finalizing all the holiday stuff. Now, I have broken these up into 10 different categories. I don't break them up into stocking stuffers versus regular gifts. And the reason being is when I buy all of our Christmas gifts, I don't think if I'm going to put this under the tree or in the stocking. Basically, I wrap everything up. And then any small items that will fit after the couple little, nostalgia candy type things we put in there, I put in right on top and they're already wrapped. And I usually will put like a stuffed animal or a plushie at the very top. That's what I do for stockings. So the first category that I have up on the screen is going to be books. So these are going to be book series typically. My daughter's really into Dork Diaries. I had a family member actually for her birthday the year before last buy her the entire series. Since then, 2 new books have come out in that series. So that would be a perfect thing to buy and wrap up under the Christmas tree. I haven't done that this year. I don't know if I'm going to. I've kind of exhausted a lot of her budget already, although I just keep kind of going over and over. Only child problems right there. But I don't know if I'm going to buy that or not. Now, with book series, I would not suggest going and buying a book series unless you know your kid already likes it. The last thing you want to do is buy a book series for $100+. And I know they're not all that expensive. I'm just going off this specific book series because there's 14 books in the series. And I believe the total was like $120 something when everything was said and done. The last thing you want to do is buy that, have your kid read 1 or 2 and say, not that interested in this series. So what I suggest is try out series throughout the year through the library. So you can always put stuff on reserve, get the first book on a few different series, see what sticks, see what they like. We have done that with a few different series. Some of the ones that we have gotten that she has liked in the past is The Babysitter's Club, the old one, not the new one. The Adventures in Odyssey, they have a book series I don't even know about. My daughter loves them. There's a book series called Dragon Girls that she really got into. The Nancy Drew series she really likes. And then one that she just recently read and is already asking for the rest of the series is a book called Craftily Ever After. So she's actually doing a writing project in a writing class for this book. And so she's been telling me all about it. And the book is teaching life lessons of how to be a good friend, as well as has a ton of different crafty things in there, which obviously my kid loves. And then there's like a tutorial on how to make a friendship bracelet in the back. It's written very conversationally. So if you have a child that doesn't particularly like reading, this would be a good book series to get them started on, because it is written in like everyday teenager language. So first thing that I wrote down was a book series. The second thing, when it comes to really good gifts for tweens who are homeschooled, are games and puzzles. Now, if you have not watched the 12 Days of Christmas video that I put out 2 weeks ago, I think, you're going to want to go watch that. I have linked it down in the description box. There's a blog that has everything I talked about in this video. There's an Amazon cart that is already built for you that has every single thing that I am talking about in this video. So you can go pick and choose any of the things that you want to order for your own child. Literally click add to cart and it's already there for you. And there's a couple of other freebies and things over there. So you're going to want to make sure that you click the link in the description. When the video's over, head over there. Watch the 12 Days of Christmas. There's a lot of different games and things linked already in that one, is why I'm saying that. And then make sure that you check out that Amazon cart if any of these gifts speak to you. So any type of games or puzzles are a really good way to give a gift that keeps giving the entire year. Now, a couple that we did get my daughter this year, and she's going to flip when she sees, is we have a puzzle that we got her. And I can't think of the brand off the top of my head. I am going to put it on the screen along with the picture of the puzzle. But what they do is they have personalized puzzles, and they have a bunch of like ornaments and mugs and everything as well. But the puzzle is what really stuck out to me. So you put your child's name on there, and whatever their profession is that they want to be when they grow up, that is what you'll create a puzzle out of. So my daughter really wants to be a chef. She has for a long time. So this is the cutest thing ever. It's a picture of her. She's got several little like chef things around her, and I think she's really gonna like the words of affirmation that are included in this as well. And then I get to pick if I want 100 pieces, 250, or over 1,000. So it's something that doesn't matter how old your child is, you can get a puzzle that is made for them. And actually, I said 100. I think there's one that's like 40 or 50 pieces. Don't quote me on that, but again, over on the blog, I have it linked. You can check out this puzzle as well as any other items that they have. And they have a lot of really cool gift ideas for friends and family and parents and grandparents and just anybody that you would want something a little bit extra special, like more personalized versus just a generic gift. And then another game type thing that my daughter's been wanting for a while. She's huge into collecting things right now. She's also really big into anything that's like a surprise. I don't know why that's a teenager thing, I think, is all the surprise things are like really appealing to them. So she has been wanting this Disney trading card game. I think it's called, I don't know, it starts with an L. Again, I'm going to stick it up here on the screen. My sister-in-law actually bought this for her tonight, actually. She was texting me about it. We were texting back and forth tonight and about a game that would be good for her. And I was telling her this is something that I just put on my list. My daughter's been telling me about it. It's kind of like Pokemon, except if you... Now, a lot of people in my audience, you're not going to know what this is, and that's totally fine. I grew up in a world where this was an acceptable game. It's not one I would let my kid play, but Magic: The Gathering, it's a deck building game. If that means something to you, it does. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. This is kind of like Pokemon meets that in the respect that it's trading cards and a deck building game in one. So nothing to do with Magic. It is 100% Disney, kid-friendly, very safe. But I don't know how else to explain it if you don't know what a deck building game is. It's just something that's going to be a lot of fun. She's been looking at the different cards online and in stores. I just wanted to do a little bit of research before I actually pulled the trigger and bought it. So yeah, she's getting that from my sister-in-law, and she is going to freak out. My sister-in-law is telling me that she wants to make sure we get it on camera and she can see the video and stuff. And I was like, well, make sure that whoever is recording it invest in earplugs. Because my daughter is also in that little teenager stage where they squeak and squeal. any time that they get excited or are having fun or get good news or whatever. And it is super loud, like ear piercing, like squealing. So I am fully prepared when she opens this that she's going to be squealing. Now, number 3 on the list of categories is school supplies. And before you tune me out, I'm not talking the boring old school supplies, like here's a pack of $1.25 crayons. Although if your kid needs new crayons, you can always buy a pack and throw it in the stocking. Although typically I do suggest buying school supplies in August because that's when they're all on sale. So the normal school supplies, not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about are the fancy pencils and book bags and things that they don't need and that are definitely overpriced. But if they want them bad enough, they become really good Christmas presents. So one of the things that comes to my mind when I think of this is the $67 Justice book bag that my daughter wanted for school 2 years ago. Now keep in mind, we are homeschooled. We do not need a book bag for school. Now what we were doing is we would school at the pool a lot, and our pool was open year round. So we went 8 months out of the year, 9 months out of the year actually. So we were constantly walking down the street to the pool. However, she had a perfectly fine backpack already. So I did not see the sense in buying a $67 book bag for my kid who goes to school in her living room. However, that is something she kept asking for. So I added it to her Christmas list. And I actually got really lucky. We were at this, like, I don't even know what it was. My sister-in-law, a different sister-in-law than the one I just talked about. She took me to it. We were visiting her, and it's like this big warehouse, and they sell a bunch of name brand things for really cheap. I don't know how else to describe it. I don't remember what it was called. It was like a pop-up type thing for like extra inventory. Might have been things that weren't like last season. I don't remember. But we're walking through here. I had found a couple of dresses. Like I didn't know what I didn't really know what to expect, like what I would find. The very last thing is this giant box of book bags that happened to be Justice and happened to be the exact pattern that we had been looking at. And I paid $8 for it. So in that instance, it definitely paid to wait and buy it at Christmas. And I ended up paying a very small fraction of what I would have paid if I just bought it at the store, like randomly as a school supply. So that is one of the things that we've done as school supplies. Other things that we've gotten her, we got her a lap desk one year because we were doing a lot of traveling that year. So it made sense to buy a lap desk so she could do her schoolwork a little bit easier in the car. We have bought in her things like fancy pencil toppers. Actually, for Easter last year, we did a school supply theme. Every Easter, totally off subject, but every Easter we do a themed basket. So I'll probably do a video of that actually this year. If you would like a video on Easter baskets and themed Easter baskets, let me know down in the comments. I've done like dress up, I've done gardening, I've done arts and crafts, I've done lots of different themes. This last year we did school supplies and we did like fancy scissors, and she got some bright neon colored pencils that had these stitch like topper things on them. And again, if I can find pictures, I'll add them up here. I don't know if I can find pictures of everything we've done in the past, but I will try my best and then have everything linked over on that Amazon cart. So school supplies are a very easy stocking stuffer idea if your child is to the point where she needs school supplies and she's wanting more like fancier name brand things that you wouldn't normally buy just because. Something I'm going to buy this year is a nicer pencil sharpener. My daughter doesn't like mechanical pencils. She is on the autism spectrum, so she tends to press down a little bit harder than I think most kids do. I prefer mechanical pencils. I know a lot of kids prefer them, but she does not prefer them. She breaks them a lot. So she wants regular pencils. So she goes through pencils a lot and she sharpens and sharpens and sharpens. And we have those like cheap pencil sharpeners, like 97 cents from Walmart. So they're constantly getting lead stuck in them. And this last one, she got lead in and she couldn't get it out. So she threw it away thinking it was broken. Realistically, I probably could have gotten the lead out. Not a big deal. But she's been asking for a battery-operated pencil sharpener, so I think that we'll probably get her one for Christmas. And then some other things that we've gotten previously and that we're getting this year as well is for her birthday last year, we bought her a laptop. It was just a cheap, like $75 Chromebook type laptop, but she was starting typing class, so she needed something with an actual keyboard versus She has a tablet. It is a hand-me-down tablet. She's had it for years. It has gotten to where it's very, very slow. It doesn't update anymore. So this year, and I hope that no one's hearing me, this year we actually bought her a very nice brand new tablet that is probably her main Christmas present. And then we also got her some earbuds. She has very regretfully aged out of the cute little over-the-ear headphones with the little ears and the little rainbows. And I was very sad when she told me she wanted a pair of earbuds that were like mine. Now, these are mine. They are just very standard earbuds, but she likes the fact that they don't go over her ears. When we're out walking, they're not going to slide off. They look a little bit more mature than her little kid headphones. So we got her a like turquoise-ish pair that go along with the tablet cover we got her, which I will put here on the screen. It is gorgeous. It is that like turquoise-ish blue with some purples and butterflies, and I think she's really going to like it. So she has the tablet and the cover and the headphones and everything for Christmas this year, as it would go under, I would put it under a school supply category only because we are homeschooler, only because we do use the screen for certain things, which reminds me, not next week, I don't think, but the week after, I believe. So not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after that. Should be the second Wednesday in December. I have a video dropping on the top digital resources for low screen homeschoolers. So these are like the creme de la creme of resources when it comes to what do I want to invest my child's time in when it comes to the online world versus all the apps and things that are floating around there that everyone says, oh, this is good, this is good, this is good. Like these are the ones that are actually good, voted #1 by homeschoolers all across the country. So you definitely will want to tune into that video and see some of the apps and things that actually make sense for your low screen homeschooling. And then another one under school supply is a calendar. Some kids like these, some kids don't. It's going to be a hit or miss in your family. My daughter specifically asked for a wall calendar. She already has a planner. She's part of the Homeschool Made Fun Academy that I created a few years ago. So every month she gets a new calendar. It's themed. She loves them, but they're in a book. It's a planner form. She wants one to hang on her wall to be able to look at and see like dates and things and what we're doing. So I went to the dollar store, bought her a cute little calendar for $1, not expensive, but it is something that I know she wants. So at the end of the day, when it comes to things our kids want, it doesn't really matter how much they cost. Something I've learned over the years and something I've seen a lot of families do is they will go out and buy $25 store items that their kids don't really want, but that's the amount of money they have to spend, and they think they've got to have a tree full of presents. When in reality, one $25 gift or two $10, $12-ish gifts that the kids really wanted would have been received a lot better, because it's not about quantity, it's about what the child actually wants. So that's something I know my mom was always struggling for money, and there's no shame there. But getting older, I remember getting scads of gifts underneath the tree, all dollar store gifts, that I would open and be very grateful for, because at that time, by the time I was 14, I was working full time. So I knew the value of $1 at that point. So I knew how much it took her to go spend the money to do this. But I remember being like, I'm not really going to use this. And sometimes this stuff would sit in a corner in my room in a box for months until my mom would forget that she had given it to me, and I would re-gift it to one of the other kids that had already broken theirs that actually really liked it, or I'd re-gift it to like a kid in our church. So as an adult looking back on that, I'm like, man, my mom probably spent $35 to $50 for each kid, and there was 5 of us. So that's a lot of money when you are struggling for money, right? Like, let's say she spent $50 on each of us. There's 5 of us. That's what, $125. When your whole income is $1,200 for the entire month, $125 is a lot of money. Not that it's not a lot to the rest of us, but it's a lot more when you don't have money. And I recognize that, again, as an adult. But had she gone out and got 1 or 2 items that were $25, I would have liked that so much more than getting a pile of presents that I didn't really have a use for because I'd outgrown them. And I think that's something as parents that we have to remember is it's not about the amount of items our kids are getting. It's about, will they actually use this or not? So there are lots of times I'm going through the dollar store aisles and I'm like, oh man, that is so cute. Like I could put that in her stocking, and I have to ask myself, is this a wise use of my money? Yeah, it might only be $1, but $1 adds up when you do it 20 times throughout the year for stocking stuffers. So if it's not something she's actually going to love and use, I don't get it, because there's no point in having extra presents just to have the extra presents. So if you're struggling for money and you are like, how can I get the most items for the amount of money I'm going to spend? Ask yourself, is that a wise steward of the money that God has given you if your child does not love that item? If you have $10 to spend on Christmas this year, now is it wise to buy $10 items, or would it be more wise to buy one $10 item? And there's not a right or wrong answer. It's depending on your kid. If your child would love those 10 $1 items, go get those 10 $1 items. But if your child has kind of outgrown some of those things and you're only buying it to put more gifts under the tree, what could you get for $10 that would be a lot more meaningful to them that they would actually love? Now, number 4 on my categories here, I have hobby supplies. Now, this would be anything that your child is interested in. So if they like cooking, if they like drawing, if they like sewing, if they like crocheting, literally anything that they enjoy doing, supplies always cost money. So why not buy some of those supplies as Christmas presents instead of 3 or 4 months after Christmas, your kid's running out of things and they're asking for more supplies when you just spent all your budget on Christmas. So what I like to do is just take inventory of some of the things that my daughter is doing and liking and how low some of her things are getting. And then I just make notes of that. And as I see things leading up to Christmas, I will buy those supplies on sale and then wrap them up and put them under the Christmas tree. So some things that we've done in the past with this are things like paints, drawing pencils. Drawing pencils actually this year, I went ahead and got her a set of drawing pencils and a new sketchbook because I know that she really likes to draw. Her sketchbook that I think we got actually for Christmas last year is completely full. She's been talking about how she's been running out of paper, so she wants more paper. And then I saw a really nice set of drawing pencils for like $4 at Ross the other day. So I went ahead and grabbed those, and I figured I'd wrap those up and put those in her stocking. My daughter does love to cook, so anything like aprons or like cute little whisks or something like that would be good stocking stuffers. Now we have all of those, so I wasn't going to buy them just to put them in a stocking. But one thing I did find, now my daughter loves Uncrustables. I do not love paying $6 or $7 for 4 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So we do not ever buy Uncrustables in our house, except a very special occasion. Sometimes I'll buy them around her birthday. We order our groceries from Walmart. So one time they misplaced our order and they gave us somebody else's order that had 4 boxes of Uncrustables in them. So if something like that happens, then obviously we'll have them. But she asks every time we go to the store. Every time we go to the store, I tell her no. And she has tried to make her own, just using like cookie cutters and things. And the bread does not ever stick together. So I found this super cute set on Amazon. There's different little shapes. We do a lot of, again, pool schooling. We also do homeschool co-op. We'll go take our food to the park a lot of the times, just have a little picnic. So we are on the go a lot when it comes to lunch. And these are so easy to throw together, put a big batch in your freezer, pull them out when it's time to take lunches, because these should actually stay together. Now, if they don't, I wasted $10. But when I saw these, I knew that I had to get them, because if they do stay together, then it has solved a problem that we've had in our house for over 2 years since my daughter discovered what Uncrustables were. And this will be something that she really enjoys, and then can also make these again ahead of time for a much healthier Uncrustable with the type of bread and no sugar peanut butter and no extra sugar added jelly and stuff that we have in our house. So not only if your child likes Uncrustables would this save money, it's a really cute little gift to put under the tree, but it is much healthier than the normal Uncrustables that you get at the store. Now, number 5 that I put on here are subscriptions. Subscriptions are another gift that you give one time and they keep giving all year round. So I'm not going to go through a ton of the digital subscriptions. I do have a whole video of those coming out that you can check out, again, not this coming Wednesday, but the Wednesday after that. But the top digital subscriptions that I have on my list are going to be Audible. Audible's a huge one. You can get a ton of different books. You get free credits when you spend certain things. It's something my family uses a lot. Adventures in Odyssey, that's another one that my daughter loves and begged for a long time before we subscribed to it. And then the Homeschool Made Fun Academy is one that we use not only for the fun things, but again, we use it for the planners. We use it for the character charts. We use it for habit tracking. We use it for the journaling aspect. On top of having a ton of educational resources and math and literacy centers. And then of course, all the fun pages of coloring and whatever holidays that month. We usually have a party style theme that goes along with it. So just something that our family's gotten a lot of joy out of. I know all of our clients have gotten a lot of joy out of it. So it's something that not only we put together, but we actually use in our homeschool. Now, this week only, I have a deal going on that for you guys that you can actually get 3 months for free when you use the link over on the blog. Again, link down in the description section. That's something you've been wanting to subscribe to and just didn't have the money. It normally is $15 a month. Right now, you can go over to the blog and get your first 3 months on the house. Now, some physical subscriptions that I have written down, and these are ones that we have used all of them at some point. We don't use any of them currently. We have switched to spending money more on activities and less on subscription boxes coming to the house because we do so many arts and crafts type things on our own. But these are all really good resources, especially if you do not like going to Pinterest and like putting things together on your own. So I've got Highlights, the Highlights magazine. This is actually something that I got as a kid. This one and Ranger Rick Jr. are both ones that I got as a kid, and they've just kind of evolved over the years. My daughter has loved both of these at times. Highlights has several different selections. They've got several different themes as well. Like I know they have maze books and they've got like different puzzle books on top of the actual subscriptions. And then Ranger Rick Jr., I don't exactly know what they have as of now because we've kind of aged out of them. But if you have a tween on the younger side or a tween that just happens to really like animals and outdoorsy stuff, that would still be a very good subscription for them. And then along that line, I also have the National Geographic for kids. If your tween is very outdoorsy and likes all the animals and things, good option for that. And then if you have a tween that likes cooking, check out Radish Kids. Radish Kids brings a home chef box to your house every single month. You guys can make the meal together or practice their own like cooking and following direction skill if they want to use the box for themselves. If you've got a tween that likes tinkering, creating things and building things and just putting things together, try either Toucan Box, which we have done multiple times and we always love them. My daughter actually just mentioned that she wants to start getting Toucan Box again. I don't know if we're going to, because again, we do a lot of this stuff on our own already, but we might, we'll see. A lot of times they'll have deals where you can get the boxes for $3, which is a huge steal. Another company similar to them is KiwiCo, and KiwiCo has, again, their ages broken up. So if you have a younger child all the way up to a teenager, they've got stuff that's pretty good for all 3 levels. Okay, so number 6 on my list would be memberships or experiences. And yes, I look a little different. We took a small intermission. My husband came downstairs getting ready for work. So I went ahead and put his lunch together, made him a coffee, got him out the door. And then I, like I said, am feeling a little under the weather. So I was getting really warm, took off my hoodie, and now we're back here. So also worth noting right here is that I am batch filming. So you get to see the red splotchy face. You get to hear the nasally voice, all the good things. Not only for today, but for the next 2 videos after this. So, you're welcome. No, this is the only time that I have to film. We're leaving out of town for Thanksgiving. Like I said, should have been done earlier today. Not feeling so hot this week, so kind of this is the last possible moment to film. Still not feeling great, but such is the life of a working mom, I guess. So memberships are another one of those things that you give them one time. They keep giving all year round. And this is also how I justify, and I say justify because I don't know that it still makes up for the fact that I overspend on Christmas, but this is how I justify spending a little bit more on Christmas, is I do give a lot of gifts that are not one-time use or just like toys, here you go, and you'll play with them for a week and they'll end up in a corner. I give a lot of gifts that will be used the entire year. Like my daughter has stuff from 3 and 4 Christmases ago, even though she's 10. So stuff that she got when she was 6 and 7 that because of the style of gift it was, a lot of them being games or like crafting type things, she has kept using them for years to come. Oh, and you know what? That actually reminds me, under the hobbies, something that I got my daughter this year was bracelet supplies. So this is something that she loves, making bracelets for friends and family. She has a small little bracelet business. She likes to sell bracelets as well to make money for things like Christmas presents for friends, or if we're gonna go on a trip, some extra spending money for like souvenirs and stuff. And so I knew that her supplies were running a little bit low. So I bought some beading stuff, and then also I bought some specific Christmas beading supplies. So it backfired a little bit on me because we were sitting and making bracelets for friends this week actually. And she's like, Mom, I don't have any E's left except for the colored ones. I don't have any black ones left because I used them all. And I was like, oh, I have them and they're already under the tree. Like, do I pull them out and give them to you now? And I think she also doesn't have any Y's left. So when we get to the Christmas making stuff, if you've watched the 12 Days of Christmas, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, again, linked in the blog, go over and watch it. When we have our Grinch Day, we're making Christmas bracelets. So we've got some beads that are in that box. And I don't think she has any Y's left either. So she can't make bracelets that say Merry Christmas without an E or without a Y. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is pull out an additional present from under the tree and let her go ahead and unwrap the other beading supplies. We have plenty of things under there. I'm not worried about her opening a few extra ones leading up to Christmas and then not having enough for Christmas. It's not a huge deal, but if I would have planned a little bit better, I would have just put them both in the Christmas beading box. So it is what it is, but there's an example, a real life example of just making sure you know when your kids' supplies are getting low so you can plan accordingly if you're going to buy things for Christmas. So number 6, memberships and like experiences. So one thing that I don't know if we're gifting this for Christmas or if she's just gonna get it in January, but is a 4-month membership to the local trampoline park. The reason being is I don't wanna give a year membership, we wouldn't use it. So May through September, we swim like 4 to 5 times a week. We have a community pool in the house that we bought, but it's only open May through September. So we're constantly at the pool. We would not use a trampoline park subscription, or we would start using it and then that kind of doesn't make sense because we're already paying to use the pool. It's part of our HOA. Part of the reason that we moved in this specific community was because of the pool that it had. So either way, we're just kind of paying for something we're not using at that point. Don't want a year membership. But we did want the 4-month one because then when the pool closes September 30th, we have October, November, and December. And those are months that we are doing all the holiday things. Like we are go, go, go during those 3 months of the year. Then January, February, March, and April, there's not a whole lot to do. We tend to stay in the house a lot more. Yes, we get a lot more school done during those months. Like those 4 months, we get more school done than we probably get the other 6 or 7 months out of the year. We do year-round homeschooling, and certain seasons are much heavier on the school. January through April just happen to be some very heavy school months, which is awesome, except I do want her to get out of the house and like have that activity level during those 4 months as well. So those will be perfect to use that trampoline membership to be like, hey, let's get all the school done. And then 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we can head out with some friends and go play at the trampoline park for a couple of hours. We figured it up. The local trampoline park here, you can do a $10 a month membership. It's the basic, it's just the jumping on the trampoline. My daughter does not like doing the like zip line things yet, or some of the more like daredevil type things that a lot of kids her age would, and that's totally fine, but she loves jumping on a trampoline. So the $10 a month is perfect for us. I may or may not pay the $10 a month to get my own as well. Parents don't have to pay to go in unless they're going to jump. Haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet. But even if we only go once a week, which I know we'll go more than that, but let's say we go once a week, then we're literally paying $2.50 per visit. Now we will have to buy socks the first time, but we will be using those socks the entire time. Believe you me, like I will not be buying another pair of socks. We will be washing them and using them and not losing them. So minus buying a pair of socks at the beginning, $2.50 per visit, like the membership 100% pays for itself at that point. So that's one of the things we're doing at Trampoline Park, is a great membership experience type gift. A couple others I wrote down here would be the zoo. If we had a zoo that was closer than about an hour drive to us, we would absolutely have a zoo membership. Unfortunately, we don't. We have one car. I'm not driving an hour to go spend 2 or 3 hours at the zoo and drive an hour home. But we do have a really nice zoo about an hour away from us that we go to a couple of times a year. If we lived in that city, would have a membership. Another thing happens to be in the same city. Nothing is really like right here for us, and that's perfectly fine. But another thing that we have over there is a children's museum. We have a like science museum type thing. So museums, children's museums, any of those types of attractions are really good membership opportunities for gifts. And then you can also do classes. So art classes, cooking classes, dance classes, any types of classes really that your kid is interested in. Those are great memberships to give. Or maybe you're not looking to give for your kid, but you're looking to give for a grandkid or a niece or nephew. And the parent has said, hey, we have a ton of toys, don't really need any more toys. And maybe they're not into games or into crafts, or you just want to give a gift that is something like the parent and kid can do together. Memberships are a great option for that. Now, number 7, and this is a huge one for that like tweenager time gap, is going to be self-care. Now, self-care, you can 100% tailor for your child. You can do the 8-year-olds all the way up through the 12 and a half, almost 13-year-olds. There's something for everyone in this category. A big thing that we are doing for my daughter this year is skincare. So she has been wanting skincare for a while. Now, what I did, nobody come at me for this, I went and got some dollar face wash and dollar moisturizer from the dollar store because y'all, my kid has a hard time remembering to brush her teeth every day. I have to remind her, hey, did you brush your teeth? Hey, did you put deodorant on? Hey, go take your shower. Like every day, this is stuff that we've got to do. Every day I'm reminding you to do this. I am not going to remind you to put skincare on. Like that is something you need to be doing on your own if you want a slightly nicer set of skincare. So she's been doing pretty consistent with it because she wants the nicer skincare. Now, I went and bought her, I ordered this on Amazon and was not super happy when I got it in the mail, but I already paid for it, so we're gonna use it. I ordered this thinking it was gonna be bigger. It's a $20 e.l.f. skincare set. I thought, oh, this is a really good deal. I know e.l.f. is not like the top brand of anything, but for a 10-year-old, there's nothing wrong with getting an e.l.f. skincare set. I'm not gonna go buy a Drunk Elephant $100 skincare bottle for my 10-year-old. I don't even buy that for me, okay? So e.l.f. is what we were doing. When I got it in the mail, and this was my fault, I didn't read it, so like I'm not gonna return it. I've paid for it, we're gonna use it. They are travel size bottles, so they are like little. But it should still get her for a good month if she uses it as directed. And then that'll prove to me if we want to go out and buy a bigger, nicer set of skincare. So kind of going in baby steps. But if your kid wants skincare, Christmas is a good time to try that out. And you don't even have to get the $20 set. Let's say they're into skincare, but they haven't proven that they're actually going to be consistent. Go to the dollar store and get 2 or 3 bottles of different things. Wrap it up. You can even get a nice little basket. You can put some cellophane on it, a nice little bow. Like you can make it look really fancy, really cute, and gift it as a skincare set for your 8, 9, 10-year-old who has all of a sudden decided they want to be into skincare, but haven't proven that they can actually like consistently use the $20 bottle of cleanser that you're going to buy them. So good trial run. Also make it a fun little Christmas present. You're both happy. Some other things you can do are new hairbrush, a new wet dry brush maybe. Those are a little bit fancier. I know some families do a new hairbrush every year. We don't do that. Now we do a new toothbrush every 3 to 4 months, and I purposely time those for birthday and Christmas. So typically birthday and Christmas, she gets a new toothbrush. Easter's another time we typically get a new one, and then we fudge sometime in there for number 4 for the year. So typically a random holiday, you're gonna get a toothbrush, and it's gonna be either like a cute character that you like. So as she's getting older, she still likes things like Stitch and that kind of stuff, but she has most of her adult teeth. So I'm not getting her like a little kid, tiny bristle, you know, Disney toothbrush, but I do get her like a bright colored one or something that I know that she would like, but it is an adult toothbrush. And then you have all the hair products, hair clips, hair bows, headbands. I'll put a picture up here. I think I have one from last year. Last year we did a ton of headbands. she was transitioning from bows to headbands, which, funny story, she doesn't like headbands anymore. It's been less than a year. She doesn't like them because they slip off of her head too easily. They just slip and slide. I think it's the type of headband that we bought. And the reason I bought these is because she doesn't like anything with teeth because she has sensory issues. So we had tried some of the ones with teeth that stay in your hair. She didn't like those because she didn't like the way they felt on her scalp. So I got these really nice, this whole set of like every color of the rainbow headbands. She was so excited when she opened them. She wore them for less than a month before deciding, I don't like these, they slip off my head. So my solution was, okay, let's bobby pin just right beside the ears. You can't even see them the way that I bobby pin them. She doesn't like them because she doesn't like the bobby pins touching her hair, touching her scalp. So I think we're gonna re-give those to somebody this year, or gonna like re-gift them. I have a parent in mind that I know her daughter really likes headbands. Most of these are basically brand new. They've been worn like once. So here's the whole set. You can make them look, you know, whatever basket or box you want them in, and you can give them to your daughter. But any kind of hair accessories, always a good idea for a teenager. Again, great stocking stuffers. My daughter loves makeup and nail polish and all of that. If you don't let your tween wear that yet, that's perfectly fine. We've always experimented with makeup because I wear makeup. I do a lot of like the nails and the different things. So I'm not gonna tell her she can't. But we do always make sure it's very age appropriate. And then something my daughter wanted really bad this year was a bubble headband. I got one for Christmas last year. I do it when I'm wearing my makeup. I think that's why she wants one. I think she just wants it because I have one, which is fine. I love that she is still at the age where what mom does is cool and she likes to wear her hair like I have. And if I have fake nails, she wants fake nails. And if I do my eye makeup a certain way, she likes to try that. Now, we don't wear the eye makeup out of the house yet because she is 10, but we'll definitely play around with it at home. When I do certain hairstyles, she wants to try them. If I wear certain clothes, she thinks they're cool. She wants to wear them. So I love that we're still in that stage. I know it's not going to last very much longer, but right now I'm embracing it. So I did buy her a bubble headband to do when she does her skincare and does her makeup. She can push her hair back with the little bubble headband. And I guess it doesn't matter. It's probably going to fall off her head like the other ones do. But I guess it doesn't matter because it's just while she's doing that, she's not trying to like play with her friends and run around and that kind of stuff. Now, number 8, and I might get lost with my numbers because I realized I said that there were 10. There's 11 categories. We have 11 categories with over 100 different gift ideas. And this is category number 8, fidgets. Remember when I said in the beginning, like tweens don't like toys anymore, but they do? Fidgets are just toys, guys. I get it, like they were originally created for certain like learning styles to help kids like mine concentrate and be able to like use them for stimming and that kind of stuff. However, at the end of the day, they're toys, right? Like they're glorified toys, but tweens don't want to be like, I play with toys. So instead, oh, I want fidgets. I want fidgets. My daughter has so many fidgets, it's not even funny. So fidgets, great stocking stuffers. Every year we get these little balls that you squeeze and they have like, I don't know, Orbeez or something in them. I don't even know what they have in them. And we get them every year because they will randomly pop. Or now we've only had one time where it's like popped. Usually it's like it gets a little hole in it. You immediately notice it when you're playing with it. You just throw it away. Not a big deal. Doesn't make a mess. But I found these really cute snowman and Santa Claus little stress ball thingies for $1 at Five Below. If I have a picture, I'll put them up here. I don't know if I do. There are tons of fidgets at the dollar store. Again, so many different kinds. I'm just going to try to put a few pictures up here and they will all be linked over on the Amazon storefront as well. There's like fidget after fidget after fidget. Now, poppets were really big with my daughter last year and the year before. Not so much this year. She's kind of over the poppet phase of just like a normal poppet. But there is a poppet game that she really wanted and I went ahead and grabbed it. I wish I would have grabbed it at Hobby Lobby. They had a unicorn one. It was $4. I paid $5 for one. I don't remember where I got it at. But it lights up and it's kind of like a sequence Simon Says type game, but with poppets. So she's really going to like that. She mentioned that she has seen them on TV. I don't know if they're new or just new to us, but I have never seen them before. So a very easy, low cost, new type of fidget that most tweens are going to kind of go crazy for. Now, number 9 is slime. Again, not a toy, but a toy, right? So Slime, there's lots of different like slime, putty, dough, cloud foam. There's like a lot of different, I just put it all under slime, but there's lots of different avenues of this out there. Now, something my daughter asked for last year, and I didn't know if the price that it cost was gonna be worth it. I didn't know how long she would play with it. But every time we go to the store and she sees this, she mentions that she wants it, is the Barbie Color Reveal Diamond Slime Cup thing. It's 20 bucks. And the reason I say I don't know if it's worth the money is I don't know how great the slime is, but they had this bubble tea one come out, and it's one she hadn't seen yet, but she really likes bubble tea. Went ahead and grabbed it. She loves the Color Reveal Barbie stuff still. She still has a big Barbie house in her room. It's actually a Barbie house that she wanted. I want to say she was 4. And I don't know if you know anything about the Barbie houses, but they're like $200 to $300 depending on when you get it, what kind you get. So a friend of ours, her daughter was growing out of her Barbie house. And when Glory was 5, so right before her 5th Christmas, this friend asked me if Glory still wanted the Barbie house. She would sell it to me for $100. Basically was brand new. Like when we got it, it would look brand new. And there was only one model out after that. So it was even the new model at the time. So I went ahead and grabbed it, and she has played with it nonstop. I mean, that's been 5 years. I would say $100 gift for a 5-year span. Definitely paid for itself. All of her friends come and play with it. Like, she loves it. We love it. Now, realistically, probably has a year or 2 left, and she's gonna be out of the Barbie phase, and I'm gonna cry, like, for sure. And then we will give it to somebody. I won't sell it to somebody because we've gotten a lot of use out of it. Plus, it was used before we got it, but I'll happily give it to somebody. It will be fair condition. I won't say like new anymore because I think there's a couple stickers on it. And yeah, so, but we have a ton of Barbies, a ton of furniture, all that stuff. So since she is still in the Barbie phase, I wasn't sure if she was still gonna be in the Barbie phase. And she's still going strong in the Barbie phase. I figured I'll go ahead and buy that. It gives her an extra Barbie plus some slime. It's more of like a novelty gift. She's been wanting it for a while. I know before long it's not gonna be like a fun gift anymore, so I wanted to go ahead and get that for her. But there are tons of different slime things out there. Again, Barbie slime is one out of probably thousands of different avenues you can go with this. Erin's Thinking Putty is another one that's super popular, and there are so many different themes. We've gotten the Bumblebee theme for a friend for their birthday, I think last year, and the kid absolutely loved it. We have done the Erin's Magnetic Slime, or Magnetic Putty rather. I think my daughter actually still has that one. She got it 3 years ago now. She has 2 or 3 others from Erin's. She's also had a couple of the small little mini Erin's tins. You can also do slime kits where they can do their own mix-ins or even make their own slime. And then something that we did last year, I believe, is we bought her a bunch of slime making ingredients. So we got her like a big jug of glue. Actually, we did 2. We did the white and the clear. Several different mix-ins. She has the colors that she can mix in there so she can make all of her own slime. So depending on the age of your kid, you may be starting out with some pre-made little slime. You may not be in a slime phase at all, but you'll do some kind of like a dough, something that won't get all over your carpets and your tables and everything. Or your kid might be kind of out of the pre-made slime, but super into mixing and making things. And maybe you can do a themed stocking and do a bunch of slime making items. And then a couple of things I put in the slime category that are not slime, but they are like sensory toys, I guess. Kinetic sand is a huge one. That's one that my daughter asked for this year. I haven't bought it yet, but I'm gonna look on Black Friday and see if there's a kit or 2 that I wanna get for specific for that. She had kinetic sand years ago and she loved it. And then little by little, you lose it. She actually got a kinetic sand set at the fair. They were selling a blow up pool that was probably 8 by 20, maybe. And the sand was in it, and it had a bunch of like the cookie cutters and like the rollers. And so we kept that in our garage. She played with it for 2 or 3 years that we lived there. And then it was just dirty and kind of worn. And when we moved here, we knew we were moving into an apartment. Didn't really want the kinetic sand inside. It's really hard to get out of carpet and stuff, but it's really easy to get off of wood or tile. So just depending on what your house has, know that it's almost impossible to get out of your carpet. but it's really easy to sweep up off of floors. Think of it like sand. I mean, if you track a bunch of sand into your house, it's really hard to get all the sand out of your carpet. Super easy to just sweep it up off the floor though. So keep that in mind as well. So we didn't bring it with us. Now that we are in a house and we have a garage again, I'm a little bit more apt to get her some more kinetic sand and, you know, have a place to use it. Another item I put on here that she really likes are aqua beads. I don't know how to describe these other than they are little bitty Orby type beads, I guess a little bit bigger than Orbeez, that you piece together on like a stencil, and then you wet them. And when you wet them and then you let them dry, they fuse together and turn into like a picture, like a little keychain type thing. So not sand, but I don't really know what I would put that in. She really likes those. Again, probably will get a set for this year. I haven't bought those yet, but she got one at VBS a couple years ago, and when she used it all up, she would like to get another set. They are a little bit pricey. You're talking like 40 bucks for a normal size set. I think you get like a beginner basics for 20. I don't know why they're so expensive. I mean, they're little beads that you spray with water. I'm not sure. Maybe they're expensive to make or something. I don't know. They are very pricey though. And then I guess another one that could kind of go in this category, and I'm not buying these for her this year. I bought her a set for the fall, kind of go in this category, and I actually have a couple small ones I got from Five Below to stick in her stocking, are those little beads that you place together in a stencil and you iron them. So maybe I should have done a whole category that were just like art kits or craft kits or something, but it is what it is. We're already down to slime, so we're just gonna include it in here. But yeah, so there's lots of different sets of these. A couple years ago, we got some Friends of Harry Potter set. There's a bunch of different Disney sets. I got her a couple Stitch and Hello Kitty ones this year, but like just the little, they do like 1 or 2 pictures. And then there's lots of generic ones that do like unicorns and rainbows and all the fun things as well. Number 10 is Legos. Now last year, our theme was actually Legos. We did a lot of Legos for Christmas. We even did the 12 days of Christmas Lego style. So every day for the 12 days leading up to Christmas, and actually I think it might have been 25 last year. I don't remember. We switched between 12 and 25. Again, go watch the 12 days of Christmas video when you're done here. But we did Legos, so she got a Lego set out of the advent calendar every day leading up to Christmas. We did a Barbie house Lego that she got, like the big, you build a Barbie house out of Legos. We did a couple of Harry Potter sets from friends and family. She got like a ice cream truck thing that she built. She got a ton of Lego sets. And then we got her the Friends tree house that she'd been asking for a while. So what had happened, and this is why we didn't get any Legos this year, she built all of those on her own. Like, she was so excited. She spent weeks after Christmas building and building and building and showing me new sets that she had done. She built every single one of them, including the 25 leading up to Christmas. So she actually was building, you know, before Christmas as well. And she did really good with them. We had tried Legos a couple years prior and didn't do great. She just was not comprehending the directions, and, you know, it wasn't clicking yet. This year it clicked until she built the entire tree house. It took her over a week to build this tree house. It was gorgeous. It was so pretty. There was a elevator type thing that you crank, and it actually was supposed to work. Well, she cranked it and nothing happened. I looked at it for her. Turns out there were over 100 steps. Like, you know how they have instruction sheets? This had an instruction book. It was over 1,000 pieces. I don't remember how many there were, but for her age, it was a very big project. Back in step number 3, one of the very base pieces that she was supposed to put on was one little peg too far, which meant the entire thing had to come apart to get this thing, and you had to rebuild it to get this thing to work. Well, long story short, it discouraged her a little bit. She was just kind of over it. It sat, built, and not working for, I want to say like 8 months, which is fine because she built it, she played with it. We knew we would take it apart when she was ready and redo it. So Grandma came to visit when I had went in the hospital in June. So if you don't know that story, I'm not going to go into it, but I had a little bit of a scare. Had to go to the hospital for a few days. I was on watch for a few weeks after that. You know, things got much better, and honestly just some miracles came through with God. I don't know what else to say other than that. But so grandma helped her take all of that apart, and we knew we were moving, we were buying a house, so we put it in a box. It is brand new, still sitting up in her room. We have not re-put it back together. She just asked me this week, Mom, I think I'm ready to put my treehouse back together. When can we do that? And I told her, well, I'm not doing it before Christmas. We have all the things planned already. I told her, more tactfully than that, obviously, but I told her that we would do it come, mid-January, beginning of February, we would start building it again. So she has a $100 Lego set sitting upstairs in her bedroom that we still need to put together. So buying Lego sets was not on the list this year. But if your kids have not explored the Lego set thing yet, that is a very good gift for tweens, girls and boys both, and it keeps them busy for a very long time. Not to mention, works on a whole lot of motor skills and following directions. And then number 11, and this is the last one, would be clothes and accessories. Now again, this is not like, oh, my kid needs socks, I guess I'll wrap them up and tell them it's a Christmas present. Although you could do socks. We did socks last year because my daughter wanted Justice socks. They were $20 for 6 pairs, so we went ahead and bought them as a Christmas present because they were something above and beyond what we would buy for like normal socks. Same thing with, she wanted a specific track set last year, and I will put that up here. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie to you, this is not my style. I did not find this particularly attractive, but my daughter has her own style. All of our kids do, and I think that's something we need to learn to embrace as moms. Hopefully you already knew this, but if not, our kid's style does not have to be ours, okay? Just repeat after me. Your kid can look as out there as they want to look. It's their style, not yours. So she'd been begging for this as a $50 set. We do not just buy $50 jogger sets, but it was a very good Christmas present. So if your tween has expensive clothes or shoes, maybe they want the new Adidas or a new pair of Nikes or whatever, Christmas is a great time to do that. Under the accessory category would also be like certain purses or jewelry even. Some tweens are more into jewelry than others. Mine's a little bit, not a whole lot. She's more into the accessories. She loves the little mini backpacks right now, which I think are a waste of money, but again, she likes them. Gift giving opportunities are a great time to splurge on those. She has 2 or 3 mini backpacks and definitely wants more. She would want one for every one of her outfits if she got to choose. Another thing I put under the accessory category are Stanleys. My daughter does not have a Stanley. She really wants a Stanley. She tried really hard, like 6 months ago now, into me buying her a Stanley. We were at the store, and I straight up told her, I was like, honey, I have a job, and I don't have a $40 cup. If you want a $40 cup, you got to buy it yourself. Like, I'm not buying you a Stanley. Now, she's going to flip when she opens her Christmas this year because my mom found her a Stanley dupe on Temu, and it's already come in, so we know it's legit. It's really cute. I think my mom paid like $8 for this cup. And yes, it's not a Stanley. It probably is not as high quality as a Stanley. My kid's 10. She's going to lose it before it breaks anyways. I'm just going to be real with y'all. She's going to try to take care of it. She's 10. Something's going to happen to it, and we lost an $8 cup instead of a $40 cup. And it happens to be Stitch, which she's obsessed with right now. So she's for sure going to flip out when she opens that from my mom. And then Hobby Lobby actually has some really cute ones right now that my daughter's already asked for. I don't think we're going to buy her one because we don't need, 25 cups floating around the house. But this is where my self-control comes in because I very much am like, oh, let me go buy her like 5 of these, one for every outfit, and that's just not necessary. Now, I might buy myself one because I don't have one yet, and these are really cute. And I think they're $12 or $15, so still not 40. So yeah, they're really cute. If your kid wants a Stanley, go to Hobby Lobby and get a dupe. They have tons of colors and patterns and all the fun things. So I hope this helped. I would love to hear what you're getting your tween for Christmas. So if you have an innovative gift or something that is unique that we haven't mentioned on here yet, go ahead and drop it down in the comments, and I will see y'all next week. Next week is going to be a fun little vlog style of a day in the life of a Christmas schooler. See y'all then.